Alright, welcome back to the channel, people. This is the second video in a row, but I know my update schedule has been inconsistent. Some days I'll be posting 2 videos in a row, 3 videos in a row. Some days I won't be posting for like a week, 2 weeks. But hopefully I'm going to try to keep it consistent, maybe 1 video a week. I'm not promising anything, okay? But I'm going to try to do one video a week. Alright, so I thought I'll quickly do a breakdown on the GJ trade that we took last week. It was a nice 8 risk to reward, securing a nice 4%. This was proof that it was sent into the Discord right here. On the 7th of September, I sent it in, okay? And I'm going to go through a specific sell model that I looked for when I jumped into this sell. Simply when price takes out liquidity, breaks structure to the downside, that confirms the order block, and then we short from there to continue the wave over to the downside. Okay, so again, that was proof that it was sent to the Discord. And then here's the post on my Instagram. Again, if you haven't followed my Instagram, do check it out. I'm more active there. You want to DM me, go straight there. I'm more responsive right there. So as you can see, we took the shorts from this area of supply, and this was proof that it was sent into the team. It was a nice 1 to 8 with a securing 4%. Again, I personally raised 0.5% per position. Okay, that's why I secured 4% on the trade. But anyways, let's get straight into it. So before I go over this trade, I'm gonna draw out the sell model that I marked out before I jumped in the shorts. Okay, so this is something for you guys to keep an eye on as well, right? Now, when you have a scenario when price creates equal highs like this, okay, so we can clearly see we got some equal highs here, and then price takes out these equal highs and then breaks structure over to the downside. Okay, when you get a scenario like this, this validates the order block that was created before that structural break to the downside. Okay, so first things first is you identify that liquidity that got grabbed. All right, and as you can see, that was the equal highs that we had right here. Let's just mark that out as liquidity. Let me bring that to the top. All right, cool. So as you can see, that was the liquidity that got taken out. Once that liquidity got taken out, what can we see price done? It continued the wave over to the downside after it took out that liquidity. Okay, this therefore validates the order block. So therefore, what we'll do is we'll mark out essentially the last candle before that impulsive move to the downside. Okay, you'll mark it out, and then you would simply wait for price to pull back into that order block or supply zone, and then continue the wave over to the downside to take out any liquidity or fill in any further inefficiency. Okay, now if I head back to the trade right here, let's head over to the 5 minute. Now when we're looking at the 5 minute, let me replay price back to make it easier for you guys to see. Okay, let's replay price back. It was actually on the 3 minute. That was the entry that I took. Okay, but now look, what can we see here? We got some nice equal highs sitting right here, right? Cool. And then what happened right here? Price took out these equal highs and then tapped into a higher time frame area of supply, and that was on the 4 hour, I believe. If not, it was there. It is. Okay, cool. So we had that area of supply on the 4 hour that price tapped into, and then we waited for it to distribute over to the downside, wait for that structural break before we jumped into the trade. Okay, but now I'm going to head back to the 3 minute and then go over the same thing. Now remember the drawing that I done for you guys, right? We had that equal highs, and then price takes out the liquidity and then breaks structure to the downside, and then we simply wait for the retracement back to the last zone that created that expansion over to the downside, and then that would have been your entry point. Okay, so once we identified that that was the liquidity and price took out that liquidity, this validated this area of supply. Okay, not only did it take out that liquidity, but it also broke structure over to the downside, and we can clearly identify a nice little drop, base, drop. Okay, simple things, very textbook. Once we identified that, we can clearly see on the 3 minute we got that nice indecision candle. Now that is what I took my entry off. We simply mark out the wick to the wick. Okay, and now let's go to the higher time frame and wait for price to pull back. Now, why did we expect price to pull back? Remember, the task of the retracement is to fill in any inefficiency. And what do we have right here? Inefficiency. What's right here? Inefficiency. Price must pull back to fill that all in. Okay. Now, if I also just play price for a bit, okay. Now if I also fib up the price range from the high to the low, okay, what can we see? That the area of supply that we marked out on the 3-minute aligns nicely with the 79%. It aligns perfectly between the 79 and the 88%. Okay, meaning that this area of supply is in a premium point. All right, so that adds more confluence to taking the sells off of this level. So now we simply wait for price to fill in all of the inefficient price action and tap into our area of supply. Let's wait for it. Boom. As you can see, price wicked into that 3-minute zone that I was talking about. Okay, let's head over to 3. Remember that zone that I had marked out right over here? Okay, we simply got on the wick with our stop loss. Let me make it better. Stop loss at the wick. Okay, and then that was our entry to this trade. Oh, now I have to play price again. There it is. Price tapped us in, and then for TP we simply marked out on the 5-minute our area of demand. Okay, now as you can see here, price moved over to the upside and left us some inefficient price action that hasn't been filled. We also have this area of demand that has not been mitigated. Okay, but the main reason why I targeted this area is simply because of that inefficiency. We know when there's an imbalance, it most usually gets filled in. So once price tapped into that 3-minute area of supply, I simply targeted this 5-minute area of demand because there was that imbalance, and then we let the trade play out. That was all there was to this trade. It was very textbook. Again, we used the model, the sell model that I had drawn up there. Simply, when there's liquidity, price seeks to take out that liquidity and then break structure over to the downside. That then validates our order block or our supply zone. Once we got that validation, we wait for the retracement back to that zone to then enter our sells, and then we target an area of liquidity and any inefficient price action. In this case, we targeted this area of demand, which created some imbalance that wasn't filled. And that's all there was to this trade. It was a nice in and out, very clean entry. And then as you can see, price didn't get a straight reaction off our exit point, but it eventually started to move over to the upside. Okay, that was all there was to this trade. It was a nice in and out, securing a nice 4%. And guys, feel free to drop me a DM if you have any questions. Again, I don't really reply to the comment section in my YouTube. Just head over straight to my Instagram. Okay, it's right here. Head over straight to my Instagram, drop me a DM, and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. Now, if you are interested in joining the team, the link will be down in the description below. Okay, or you can head over to my bio on my Instagram. Simply click the link. Head over to zmcapitals Academy. Once I'm going to log out so I can show you guys what it would look like for you. You simply head over to the website. You can check out the course curriculum down below. Again, there will be more content coming out on the course. All current students will get access to future videos for free. You won't be charged any extra for future content. Okay, once you're in the team, you're in the team for life. It's a one-time payment. No monthly bullshit. Alright. Simply head over to get the course now. Fill in your details. Make an account. Go through with the payment. Okay. Once you've made an account, you simply sign in. Alright. Once you've signed in, you then head over to the My Dashboard section on the top right corner. And then this section will come up right here. For you guys that won't, of course, won't say resume course, it will say start course. Simply click it. Once you've done that, the course sections will be right here. Okay, first things first, you join the community, click the link, and then it'll send you straight to this website right here where you accept the invite. We currently have 142 members in the team now. We're almost at 150 members. The team is growing slowly. Okay, soon we'll be at 1,000 members. We won't even see it coming, hopefully. But anyways, let me go back to where I was. Okay, so the first section of that bit I was talking about sends you straight to the Discord. Once you're in, go through the course content, lesson 1's on market structure. Okay, it's a 12-minute video. Again, people, I don't long out my videos. I keep it very straightforward and simple to not bore you guys and simply just get straight to the point. Okay, so all the videos are here. We've got a psychology section here, going over greed, fear, revenge, etc. But that is all there is to the website. And yeah, so I'm going to wrap up the video here, people. Again, if you have any DMs, drop me a message on my Instagram and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Peace.